Welcome back to Clean Tech Talk.
Glad to be here for another deep dive.
So I want you to imagine trying to paint a sprawling 100-room mansion using like just a toothbrush.
Oh man, that sounds completely awful.
Right, but that is exactly what modern logistics giants are doing right now. They are cleaning these million-square-foot facilities with traditional mops. So our mission today is to investigate our sources and see if modern, intelligent warehouse cleaning tech is actually worth the investment in 2026. Because right now that toothbrush approach is, well, incredibly slow, and it leaves behind streaks and wet spots.
Yeah, what's fascinating here is that it's a massive operational bottleneck. We often think of cleaning as just an aesthetic chore.
Yeah, just making things look nice.
Exactly. But in a large-scale logistics hub, traditional cleaning historically meant shutting down entire active sections for hours.
Which costs a fortune in downtime, I imagine.
Oh, absolutely. Plus, you had high chemical waste and those wet spots you mentioned earlier.
Right, because in an environment with heavy forklifts and fast-paced foot traffic, that is a critical slip-and-fall safety hazard.
Exactly. So because old methods are just failing modern demands, the main subject in our sources today is the Aelith AF2225 Micro Ride-On Scrubber.
Okay, let's unpack this, though. The documentation claims it cleans up to 55,000 square feet per hour.
Yeah, which is like 7 times faster than a manual mop.
Right, but let's look at the physics here. If a machine is moving 7 times faster than a manual mop, basic physics tells us there is less friction time on stubborn stains. Doesn't zooming around that fast mean it's doing a sloppy job, like just lightly glossing over the dirt?
Well, that is the exact engineering challenge they had to solve. To counteract the speed, the machine applies 88 pounds of continuous downward brush pressure.
Oh, so it forces the friction mechanically rather than relying on time.
Precisely, it doesn't sacrifice quality for speed. But, scrubbing that fast creates a totally new problem.
Let me guess. It leaves a massive trail of dangerously wet floors behind it.
You got it. Which brings back the slip hazard we just talked about.
Right, so to solve the slip hazard they just created, they pair it with a 500-watt suction motor.
Yes, it is essentially acting like a Zamboni for dirt.
I love that comparison. So it lays down the treatment, aggressively scrubs, and immediately extracts the moisture so the concrete is completely safe to walk on seconds later.
That's a perfect way to picture it. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, the mechanism behind its water management is just as crucial.
Because it's not just dumping fresh water everywhere, right?
Right. Instead of continuously dumping fresh water and chemicals onto the floor, the system filters and recirculates the solution through a micromesh setup.
Oh, wow. So it's a closed-loop cycle.
Exactly. And that specific closed-loop cycle is how it achieves up to a 60% reduction in chemical and water waste.
Here's where it gets really interesting to me, though. The most surprising spec isn't even the raw speed or the water savings.
What stood out to you?
The operational footprint. I mean, it runs at just 70 decibels.
Which is quieter than a lot of standard household vacuums, actually.
Right. And it features a really tight 48-inch turning radius. It can even handle 18% inclines, which is wild for something that heavy.
Yeah, that mobility is key. It means this machine can weave through compact aisles and around active human workers.
Without deafening anyone or blocking the workflow.
Exactly. And the power source is what truly makes that seamless integration possible. It is running on a 24-volt lithium battery that fully charges in just 4 hours.
So you can basically run it constantly throughout the day.
Yeah, pretty much. Integrating lithium-ion into heavy cleaning machinery fundamentally shifts warehouse economics.
Because you're moving away from scheduled maintenance.
Right. You move from a model where operations had to stop entirely just to clean to a model of continuous operations.
That makes total sense. When an operator can clean during active shifts without workers shouting over rattling engines, the massive reduction in manual labor hours and downtime makes owning this tech far more cost-effective than endlessly renting traditional gear.
It completely reframes how we look at industrial upkeep, and it leaves you with a really interesting question to ponder.
What's that?
Well, if intelligent design can unlock a 700% efficiency boost in something as seemingly basic as a floor scrubber, what other invisible daily chores in your industry are hiding massive operational savings?
That is a fascinating point to leave off on, and as a special thank you to our listeners, you can now enjoy 10% off your next purchase at Aelith. Just use the promo code AEOLITH2026 at checkout. That's AIOLITH 2026. Don't miss out.